Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I wanted to talk to you guys for a little bit about taper weeks and why you want to do those, and some of my philosophies behind taper weeks and some things that I've noticed in my own writing. Now basically what a taper week is a taper week is basically where you reduce the volume of your training. Okay, you're reducing overall volume, but you're keeping the intensity very, very high. Okay, and there's a couple of reasons why you would want to do a taper week. Most commonly is for people who are going to be targeting specific events, whether it be races, a century, some kind of a performance-based event. You want to what they call taper going into that ride, and basically what that's intended to do is to basically reduce the amount of stress that your body's going through. Okay, allowing your body to recover before this hard event comes up. So you're allowing yourself to you're reducing volume. For an example, say you were in a 5 or 6 week training program, build program leading up into your event, and you had been averaging 10 hours on the bicycle. Okay, say you've been averaging 10 hours on the bike. On your taper week, you might reduce that by 30 to 40%. Okay, so you might go down to, I might go down to 6.5 hours of training, maybe a little less, a little more, depending. But the general theme here is that you're reducing the volume by about 30 to 40% in that week, which is going to allow your body to get to kind of get some extra recovery going. It's not full rest. You don't want to take full rest because then you lose too much fitness. But by reducing the volume, okay, you're allowing your body to recover, but you're keeping the intensity high enough so that you can still enter that race or enter that event at a high level of fitness. And there is absolutely no blanket policy where you should do X, Y, Z if you want to taper. Everybody's different. And the best advice I can give for you guys is you have to experiment with tapers. I did a lot of experimenting this past race season in 2016. I experimented with a couple of different approaches. And what I found that works best for me is, say my target event, say my race was going to be on a Saturday. Okay? Most bike races that I go to, you're racing on a Saturday. So if your race is on Saturday, okay, in the week leading up to that bike race, I would probably take, say I took Sunday off, the Sunday before off. Okay, Monday I would probably work out at a pretty hard clip. Okay, I would still probably do my average hard workout. Okay, Tuesday I would probably scale that back to maybe an hour and a half, just kind of endurance pace workout. Okay, and then Wednesday I might do another pretty good interval workout. I would be pushing the envelope as far as intensity, but I would reduce volume. I might go out and maybe ride for an hour that day instead of doing the typical hour and a half to 2 hour ride at a hard intensity. I would go out and ride for maybe an hour, maybe 45 minutes. Still do those high intensity intervals, just do less of them. So that might be that day's ride. And then the next day, I might take a full-on recovery day. Maybe take a day off the bike, allow myself to get a little bit more recovery. Okay? And then the following day, on Friday, I would probably go out and hit it hard again for maybe 45 minutes to an hour. If that, okay? I would basically go out and just do what's called some openers. I would start out with about a 15, 20-minute warm-up, get the legs warmed up, get my body warmed up, and I would do a 2-minute interval at, basically, 100% FTP, roughly, just an all-out kind of interval for 2 minutes. And then I might scale it back down, do 10 minutes of easy riding, and then go do another opener, another 2-minute interval at a real hard clip. And if my body felt really good at that point, I would shut it down, ride back home. So I'd be riding for maybe a total of 45 minutes, heading into my race day. Okay, so I would head into my race day, having ridden the day before at, for about 45 minutes to an hour, just a couple of short, hard intervals. But this way here, I'm still allowing my body to recover from overall volume, okay? I wasn't out there riding an hour and a half, 2-3 hours day before. I was just riding for 45 minutes to an hour, a couple of short intervals. I'm allowing my body to recover from less, overall fatigue, less stress from ride accumulation. But I'm still doing enough of those hard intervals that my body's not forgetting, hey, we've got work to do here. So you're keeping your body kind of in tune, okay? And then you would ideally hit your race day in good form. And so that's one way that I would taper going into races this year. I also tried using the similar strategy of, basically reducing overall volume throughout the week, still doing those high intensity efforts. But I also tried going into the race with basically taking the complete day off before. So I tried that a few times, where basically I did, that harder, that shorter duration, harder intensity ride 2 days before my race, taking the day before the race completely off the bike and just resting, and then trying to hit my race in peak performance. And throughout the season, I can't really say one or the other worked better for me. It depended on the week. Honestly, it depended on the week. Depended on the kind of race I was doing that week. The basic premise here is that there's really no set way to taper before a race. It just takes experimenting and seeing kind of what works for you and what you can get some consistent results at. And I'm actually still in the process of trying to determine exactly what taper works best for me before a race. But the basic premise of tapering and the main theme I want to kind of portray to you guys here in this video is that basically when you taper, what you're doing, ultimately what you're doing is you are reducing the volume, roughly 30-40% of volume that you had typically been doing in your build-up for this race, in your training. Reduce that volume by about 30-40%, but you still want to do enough of those hard intervals throughout the taper week that you're keeping your body in tuned and you're keeping your cardiovascular system in tune, and you're not allowing your body to forget that you've got some serious work to do coming ahead. So that's the basic philosophy upon tapering. Guys, leave me some comments down below on what tapers you have experimented with, what tapers have worked good for you going into races. Maybe we can all see what everybody's doing and get some tips from each other. So let me know what you guys are doing for tapers. I'd be interested to see what you guys do. Maybe some things you do could work for me in my races coming up this season. Hopefully you've picked up a couple of tips here that you might be able to employ in your strategies into next year. That's why I made this video. If you guys enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll continue to make more of these. Again, guys, thanks for all the support here in the channel, and I look forward to seeing you again right back here in the next video.